Welcome back, everybody. It is July the 25th, 2020, a Saturday morning. I think this is the first time I've ever had a guitar delivered on a Saturday morning. And here's my assistant. She's not feeling really good. She's having a little trouble. She's on some medication, but we hope it's going to square her away. But we wanted to continue the tradition by starting out with her inspecting the box. Again, a beautiful midsummer's day outside. And there you go. So we're going to put this on hold. Okay, so I wanted to give my assistant some lunch. She was a little hungry. So it is New Guitar Day. Again, July 20th, 2020, beautiful Saturday morning. And we got another Grote, because who can have enough Grotes? This is the Grote jazz guitar again. I already have one in vintage sunburst, and I decided to take a chance and get one in the cherry red. So the box, once again, Grote severely underpacks, but the box seems to have survived the trip. Copious amounts of tape. Give a quick slice and dice. One can only hope that it survived its trip. First, all the way from China, then it came to Ontario, California. Must be like a distribution center there. And then it was shipped up here to Great Falls, Montana. So let's see if it survived in its very small packing material. And as with all Grote guitars, you get the famous toothpicks. Doesn't look like they threw in a truss rod adjuster. Yes, there it is. Toothpicks and their amazing cord. And yeah, this box. Again, this is the part that surprises me, and Grote, you need to pay attention to this. This isn't even fixed in. It's laying sideways. So the potential for a headstock snap just goes way up. And this was this way on the other guitar I got too, and I just don't understand why someone at Grote doesn't figure it out and take care of that. Because that really can be a huge issue. And you see we've got some exploded styrofoam. Ah, yes. So the first two things that I want to point out, I don't feel any headstock snap. We're going to go through and do a forensic look. But the first thing that I notice is that the newer models have binding in the F-holes, which is sort of a nice extra little touch. The first models didn't have it, so that's nice. And they also put a jack plate on the guitar. Let's see if we can get that in the camera instead of just the input straight in the side of the wood. So that's an upgrade. And it's funny because I asked them about that. The bridge has moved. Now, we're probably going to have some intonation issues right off the bat, but we can do some solving. So, we're going to take just a 2-minute break, and I'm going to go over this thing with a fine-tooth comb and just look and see what we've got. The action looks incredibly high, but it looks like we can adjust it down. So we'll be back in about 3 minutes after we just take a look. But, you know, first impressions are it looks good, but you never know. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. It's about 7 o'clock in the evening. I've played this guitar for about 3 hours. Put it through its paces, and once again I simply conclude this New Guitar Day by saying there's never been a time to buy a budget guitar. You just sort of forget that it's called a Grote. You turn it into something fancy like Grote or Grata or whatever suits your fancy, but it's a fantastic guitar. Has one tiny cosmetic blem, which even if it was a much more expensive guitar, I've said it before, but I have a simple philosophy. If I can't see the blem when I'm playing the guitar, then it just really doesn't matter, because this guitar was Purchase to play, and this blem is something that you can't even see it. There's a tiny little finish blem right here, like the clear coat didn't really stick. Other than that, the fit and the finish on this guitar is unbelievable. I mean, again, remember, this is a $179 guitar, full hollow body, thin, copy, imitation, homage to a Gibson 125T, and yes, Grote is just really got it together when it comes to fit, finish, quality. A lot of people talk about the P90 being too low. I like it low. Again, if you were playing at higher volume, it probably would make more sense to put a shim in there and raise up the P90 so that the pickup is closer to the strings. But for home use, this baby really sings. The fret ends were a little bit rough. Took about 2 minutes with a file to just sort of take some of the burrs off of it. And again, there's just really no issues at all. So this is now my 4th Grote guitar, and I have a 5th one on the way. A copy and imitation, a homage to the ES335. And yeah, I mean, I've already got the sunburst version of this. Why did I need a cherry? I don't know. But I do appreciate, again, as I pointed out earlier, the first versions of this did not have the bound F-holes, which is purely cosmetic, but it's really nice. It's sort of that ivory colored binding, and it just really sets off at the red. And the early ones also did not have the jack plate. They just had which this is just certainly more stable. But again, and you know, people have talked about the cut of the pick guard. You know, it's not perfect, but it's not rough by any imagination. You can't cut yourself on it. The inlay work is really well done. It's even, it's balanced. There's no filler at all. So, in a world of 5 stars, I'll give it 6 stars. As I believe I pointed out in my earlier video for my Sunburst model, I originally bought the Epiphone inspired by 1966 model, which I believe has been discontinued, but they're still selling them at major retailers for $649. I got it for a Thanksgiving Black Friday blowout at Sam Ash for a little under $300, and I still think this guitar completely blows it away. I do have to say that the neck profile on the Epiphone was a little fuller, but I really like the neck profile on this. And usually Epiphones, I have an ES339 Pro, and it has a little flatter, more pronounced shoulders on the neck. I don't know what you would call this neck profile. It's not really a C, but it is sort of close to a C. Some might say that it's a D. I don't know, but it feels like a C to me. It feels really good. So, there you go. Grote. They call it the jazz guitar. That's debatable. Let's call it the jazzy guitar. Although you can play jazz on anything with 6 strings, although a bigger body guitar gives a little more of that quality that one expects. But once you start amplifying things, the thickness of the body sort of fades into the background. So again, for the record, it is July the 25th, 2020. One minor interesting note. Today, this guy passed away, and ironic that I'm reading his book as we speak. And when I was reading it last night, I was thinking, wow, Regis is still here. And I'm reading his book, and he had a very interesting, charmed life of incredible good fortune. And he passed away this morning at 88 years of age. So rest in peace, Regis. I'll continue to enjoy your book, although it will have a different feel to it because you've passed on. And I do hope you rest in peace. So again, July 25th, 2020, beautiful midsummer afternoon. Gaze upon the beauty. Late afternoon, early evening. Thank you once again. We'll be back for another new guitar day at the end of the week for the Grote ES 335.